everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and it is Monday morning. Actually, a very nice Monday morning. 7 degrees here in Canada, which is known as 46 degrees in the US. And there's still people with their Christmas lights out. They've obviously got more money than I have. So how are my peeps today? I just wanted to let you know that we had a good weekend. Bean's not doing too well. He woke me up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I don't know why, and he couldn't tell me why. I thought it was because he needed to go out, so I helped him down the stairs, and then he sort of just looked at me when we were outside and obviously didn't want to do anything. And then his he had a bit of a problem with his back end, and got him back upstairs again, which was actually I left him downstairs. I told him to lie down and left him downstairs rather than make him come upstairs with me. And I went back to bed, and then within about 5 minutes he was upstairs. He obviously thought, you know, he worked his way around getting all the legs moving again. But oh, it breaks your heart to watch, you know. And so anyway, then at 5:30 he woke me up again. And it's like, tell me what you need here, bud. So I took him out onto the back deck to see whether that would help him. I wasn't going to take him back downstairs again, for his sake. And no, nothing. And then the next time he woke me up with a rhinoceros in his mouth, like, can we play? Going, I don't think so. So no, I don't think we can play. So that was challenging, but let's hope that he gets a little better this week, because I don't like what I'm seeing at the moment. And you know, even if he's not in pain, that's not a fun way for him to try and exist in my mind. So, and he obviously, if he's trying to tell me something and I can't understand it, that also worries me. Very difficult. Anyway, on to other things. A fun weekend generally. Got a lot accomplished this weekend, I must say. I want to thank Manon, Leslie, Jen, all those people who were involved in the 10-minute challenge, because the 10-minute challenge really has helped me tidy up my bedroom a great deal. I am now 3/4 of the way around it, and it's looking so much better. I can't believe it's like double the size suddenly. And I know if I keep doing it for the rest of the week, there's just the 10 minutes, I'm not only going to have my bedroom totally tidy, but I'm also going to have my living room, dining room totally tidy. I think I've got a couple of boxes left in my bedroom, and they're full of junk. And then I've got a couple in the living room where I've still got to finish sorting out some Christmas stuff, and I've got probably about 4 boxes that are ready to go downstairs the next time Yvonne and I decide that we're going to put away the Christmas boxes. We sort of store them outside the garage, put them in the garage and away, sort of thing. So we do that together, because Yvonne doesn't like it when I try and do it on my own, which is why I love her. So that'll be hopefully next weekend sometime. Now, we got really good news. We heard Jesper's doing well in Denmark. I'm sure that it's not comfortable. I would think I'm not sure how extensive his oral surgery has been, but it sounds like it probably is pretty extensive. And he's on painkillers and you know, penicillin and stuff to make sure that he doesn't get infection. So, quite something to go through, and so I just wanted to send him a hug if he happens to watch this, and if he doesn't, that's also okay. At least he'll feel it. And talking about that, we got to congratulate Sarah Beth. She got the job. Her client came out of hospital, and now Sarah Beth has that job just about 10 houses down from where she lives. The long commute, as we call it. So best of luck with that, Sarah Beth. I hope that works out for you. Now, some of you will have met Robyn during the various broadcasts. And Robyn, through various reasons, ended up with illness. And the illness in turn caused her to lose a lot of her teeth. Now, you can imagine, or can you imagine, what that is like, what that does to your self-esteem, what that does to your life. And it is amazing the impact that something like that can have. You know, you can't cover it up. If you are somebody who loves to smile, you don't want to smile because they'll see you lack of teeth. And basically, if you do smile, then people, you know, are confused why that, and I'm sure that the facial expressions all change. So I cannot imagine what that's like to live with that. So I was absolutely delighted when Robyn came and joined us on the broadcasts. What shocked us completely was this weekend she came up on camera. Now, I want to tell you something. Most of the broadcasts are really funny. You know you're going to laugh. I hope they're really funny anyway, a lot of the time. So you know you're going to laugh. And now she's coming up on camera to laugh in front of us all. Wow, that's great trust, I thought. So I was pretty impressed with that. And then something even more impressive happened. She told us a story that happened to her this weekend. You know, she had asked the DearMamaSal team to put in some prayers for her because she really did need to have a new set of teeth, and you know, it's a $10,000 job. It's a lot of money, and she had no way of finding that money. And so basically, in passing one day, she asked that we all pray for an answer for her. Or even if she didn't ask that, for some reason we all did. I remember, you know, that we all got onto that. And the most peculiar thing, if you believe in peculiar things, I don't. This weekend, her minister from her church got hold of her. Ooh, that river is full. Shove it. I have not seen that river that full before. Whoa, that's nearly up to the bridge. That's quite something, sorry. Anyway, the minister contacted her and said that he happened to be friends with the congressman for her area, her state, whatever, and the congressman heard her story and I hope I've got this bit right, that he himself in fact was a dentist, or is a dentist. Anyway, bottom line is, they're giving her a new set of teeth. For free. So I think that is a pretty impressive story, don't you? And she came out to thank us for our part in that, which I thought was really, really kind. Wow, this is another low-lying area. Easy for me to say. This is the Ducks Unlimited section here, and boy, that is really flooded as well. I have never seen the water that high. Probably said that last year as well, right? Anyway, that's really high. That's scary high. That is true. The reason I say this is that I live on a sort of almost like a peninsula area, and yeah, there's no doubt in my mind if ever we had a really bad high tide, really high tide in our lives or whatever, like tsunami type high tide, we'd be cut off completely. Luckily I'm high up, but we'd be cut off pretty much. So anyway, I thought that was a lovely story to start the week, about good things happen. Now, interestingly enough, one of our viewers on hearing the story said, yeah, right, and what does he want in return? And that to me was a bit sad, but I also understood that if you've lived a life where people have never given you anything without a return, and the comment was nobody does something like that for free. And funnily enough, that I can understand why some people would believe that. But I personally have met people who do things like that for free. And so perhaps my perspective is a little different. And call me a Pollyanna, but I do believe there are people in the world that do that sort of thing. And maybe some of you have stories that you could let us know about, of people who've done good deeds without any expectation of return. Just so that we can know that these things happen. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you will know of these incredible people who have seen a need. And it doesn't matter whether it's a huge amount of money type story. It's about, who do you know that has done something really nice for somebody else without expectation of return? So, because I think we need to hear those stories. We don't hear them enough in the news. I'm noticing though that a couple of things. I noticed that on one of the CNN early morning broadcasts, they've started having what I call a good news type segment to it, which is hello, about time too. And then I've also noticed that they have some really fun pet ads. Not pet ads, what I'm talking about, pet videos. I was watching one this morning. I don't know if any of you have seen it, about the dog that actually worked out how to take, apparently has a thing for chicken nuggets. And the first bit of the video shows the dog actually moving the chairs around in the kitchen so that he can jump up on the table and steal the nuggets. And then I'm pretty sure the toaster oven wasn't turned on, because I can't imagine anybody would do that to a dog. But they then put them in the toaster oven and closed the door, and then left the room. Or maybe he went to work, I don't know, but there was obviously a nanny cam in there. And what the dog did was, and that was really interesting to watch, it actually maneuvered the chair across the kitchen until it got it up to one of the counters. It jumped on the chair, onto the counter, went to the toaster oven, opened the toaster oven, literally pulled out the tray, dropped the nuggets on the floor and the tray, and then jumped down again and ate the nuggets. How many of you going, smart dog? Or hungry dog. Now, one of the things that makes me laugh is that I can leave a plate of food on my bed or... we have a bit of a traffic jam here, which is not a good thing at this time of the day, and... okay, we'll just relax. Whatever it is, I can't control it, right? Anyway, so, it really... it really was quite funny to watch. And I was thinking about, you know, when I train my dogs, how come I can leave plates of food around and they won't touch them? Because they know what will happen to them if they do. And that was, you know, that training needs to be so solid and so consistent. That literally, you know, I was putting food down on the floor and teaching him not to touch that food until he was told he could. And then sometimes I put food down that I would say, okay, you can eat it. And sometimes I put food down and not say okay, and he wasn't allowed to eat it. And that may sound like that was really a cruel thing to do, but the training is you do not take food just because you can, like a child. You know, how did you teach your children not to just summarily go to the fridge and steal food? Or take food all the time? Or, you know, whatever. How do you teach a child consistency? And that is really what it's about when you're working with a pet. And a lot of people come to me and say, gosh, I can't believe how you've trained him to do this, that, and the other. And I go, every day I came home, and you know, in those days he didn't get what I call hot and cold running food, which he does now. In those days he and I would do our training, and after training he would get his food. So he was always highly motivated because I'd always have treats for the training. He particularly liked honeyed ham. He would do almost anything for honeyed ham. And so every day when I came back from work, the first thing I did was do a little bit of training, maybe 15 minutes. And it could be walking around the house with him healing or doing whatever. Learning how to play dead, learning how to do an Indian crawl across the floor. Anything like that. Not that he does them now or needs to do them now. It was all about the discipline of it. He needed to learn the discipline of it. And then after he'd done it, there was big hugs and kisses. And then his food. So he was highly motivated to learn these tricks and learn discipline because he got fed. Now, some days he did better than others. It wasn't sort of like, well, you haven't done it well enough so you don't get food. It was like, did you try? And if you tried, then good. You know, this is what we do. And so slowly, after consistency, he got really good. I was very proud of him. So I think part of the problem with dog stealing is that either they're hungry they're obviously very smart. But they need to be retrained. And you know, I do need to tell you that somebody who says you can't teach old dogs new tricks, that's not true either. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. So it was a good weekend. I hope it was for you as well. It was a good weekend for me. I got a lot accomplished. I found that I was very tired this weekend. And that I've got to get a lot of sleep this week, obviously, because I'm going to have a very busy weekend next weekend. Just I need to keep warning you guys this week that there will be no evening broadcast on Friday, and there'll be a short one on Friday lunchtime. But there will be no broadcast on Friday evening because I have to be an opening speaker at a leadership thing, and then it's unlikely that there will be one at the right time on Sunday. What I'm hoping is to come back and maybe do a quick one a bit later, but I'm sort of not going to advertise that I will do it because I don't know how caught up I will get at the venue. So I will ask for your understanding on that one. Sometimes I have a life. Anyway, I wanted to get back to the 10-minute challenge just before I get to work. For those of you who might be interested, I can't believe that only a handful of us have things that we need to get accomplished. So just so everybody understands, when I put up the 10-minute challenge each day, basically it says if you care to join in, you have 10 minutes, you have 24 hours to spend 10 minutes sometime in that 24 hours to do something with something that's you know you should be doing and you're not doing. Now I know that Jen is doing a bedroom. I'm not sure if it is the bedroom. I know she's tidying up her bedroom. I know Manon is tidying up her bedroom. Leslie, I think, as well. And so it must be to do with Christmas that we all ended up with very messy bedrooms over Christmas. So I do ask any of you who care to. All that that we do is, when I put out the challenge, we sort of just challenge each other. Now I must admit that Manon, Jen, and Leslie and myself, we do ours through Twitter. I put it up on Facebook to just make sure everybody knows that we're doing it, but basically we do our feedback a lot on Twitter. And sometimes we laugh a lot about it and sometimes we don't. So I do encourage you though to join us, because it really does feel great. Amazing what you can do in 10 minutes. That was confusing. Somebody indicated left and went right and then went left again. Now, in terms of the Battle of the Bulges, I don't know quite what happened there. I'm not aware of eating that badly. But you know that weight I just managed to take off? I'm trying to get back to where I started losing weight. Because, you know, I did so badly at Christmas. I put on so much. And I got down, I think, a couple of pounds, and I've put them back on again. And I'm not quite sure why, but I did. So I am not doing well on the Battle of the Bulges, but I'm hanging in there. I'm not giving up on myself. I will keep starting again every day, the same as I did with the smoking. And just so you know, talking about the smoking, I did hit 1 year this weekend. 1 year without a cigarette. 1 year without a single puff. 1 year without letting it control me. And I just let food control me instead. So for those of you who have smoked a lifetime and are wondering, is it possible? Or are telling yourselves, I've smoked a lifetime, therefore I don't want to do it. I don't want to give up. I just want to tell you it is possible. I think that's the most important thing, because the reason a lot of people don't quit is because they're scared of failure, of course. So I just want, if there's anybody out there that does want to quit, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, believe me. But you know it's the right thing to do. I knew it was the right thing to do. I just hadn't got the strength of power or whatever to do it. And now, of course, I've got the next thing, which is the Battle of the Bulges. And that's as easy as eating right and exercising right. It's all I have to do. But it's not what I'm doing. So I'm not complaining at all. This is a self-inflicted wound. This is something I have done to myself. And I accept that 100%. But I am so proud of myself for a year of not smoking. And as I start my second year, I forgot to check how much money I had saved. I know it's about $3,500. Yeah, $3,500. Somewhere in there. Which is pretty good. And it was funny because Jen told me to celebrate with a really good dessert. Just found out the guy that parks in my spot. I've just found out what he looks like. And guess what? I've parked in my friend's spot instead. She's not going to be happy. Have a great day, everybody. And did I tell you, gee, you're looking good today?